My name is Nelda. I am a nurse and I'm the mother of two children, and I am a Habitat homeowner. I applied to Habitat in new pipes and I want to enjoy my house. It changed my life because it's not just changing generation. You know, it's from there can change a whole generation. A whole family, and from there can change a whole generation. Because it's not just changing one person, it's changing a whole family, and from there can change a whole generation.
Good morning, everybody. Just a quick announcement. If you are connected to the Wi-Fi, please make sure that you disconnect. We are going to be live streaming this event, and we just want to make sure that our feed doesn't get cut. So again, if you are connected to the Wi-Fi, please disconnect and otherwise refrain from connecting to the Wi-Fi. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be starting our program soon, so if you could please find your seats. Please find your seats. We will be starting our breakfast shortly. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. We're going to begin our program. If you could direct your attention to the front towards the stage. And if you could please help me welcome to the stage our former board president, Reverend Dr. Deke Spearling.
Good. Thanks, Gary. I could never get along without Gary, I'll tell you. So again, good morning, and welcome to Habitat for Humanity of Greater Newburgh's Building Houses, Building Hope breakfast. It's good to be together again, isn't it? As we continue to forward our shared mission of building strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. As your They usually don't turn the lights out on me quite this quickly. But as your program indicates, I am a former president of the board of directors. My wife Wendy and I relocated a bit further north last year, and the staff has graciously invited me to return for this occasion. Frankly, I feel like the ghost of breakfast past. But be assured we continue to hold you dear in heart and mind and checkbook. It's an honor to welcome you this morning and to thank you all for your partnership with Habitat Newburgh. Now I invite you to watch a brief video.
When you see the people on the builds and the people behind the scenes and everybody working together, it's inspiring.
The one main reason that we're involved with Habitat, and I would love more people to get involved as well, is because one, you know what's happening with the money that is donated.
It's not just a handout, it's people working. I mean, they're rolling up their sleeves to really build this beautiful home so that they can be part of the community too.
You know, that actually might be one of the misconceptions with Habitat. Habitat doesn't just hand over houses to people. That's not how it works. People actually have the sweat equity in their own homes. And then also Habitat's helping them with affordable financing for the home.
It is so incredible, not just to work beside these homeowners and all of these volunteers to do a build, but also to hand the keys over in the end. We've done builds in Anchorage, Alaska, and in Cincinnati, and in Calgary. We've done them everywhere, and it means a lot to everybody involved.
I love to see that the homeowners are actually in there doing the work themselves, and the attitude as well. They have such a positive outlook. They want to be there helping. Nobody that I've met of any of these houses that we've worked on, nobody just wants to have the house handed to them. They want to actually get in there and work. I think that really means something.
And these homeowners are also then volunteering on other projects, so they're helping other families, better their situation, and so it's inspiring to really be a part of that.
Every single person can make a difference in someone else's life, and I think that's the one thing I love about Habitat is that the homeowners that are having their house built or their house fixed, you know what's happening with the volunteer hours. Habitat helps people domestic and abroad as well. They're also helping other families who are helping other families. It's this big community vibe. Basically, it's creating a larger Habitat family.
I'm always aware when we gather in an assembly such as this that we come from diverse backgrounds, diverse faith traditions or quests. And so I would like to invite you, first of all, into just a few more moments of silence that you may be thoughtful or prayerful, reflective, as is your practice. And then I'll say a few more words. So let us be in silence together. Holy One of many names, Dios, Allah, Yahweh, Lord among them, yet whose grace and mercy no name can encompass. We begin this morning with gratitude for the new day, for the gift of life itself, and for this community of shared mission and common work. As we break bread and converse around these tables, may we know afresh the blessings of being among these companions, compañeras y compañeros, united in a common cause and mindful of the diverse abundance we have to share. Gift us with a spirit of generosity and of gratitude in giving. May we apprehend the gracious privilege it is to sustain the building of houses, to engender hope, to help heal the world. And let us go from these tables with renewed commitment to be a blessing to others amid the creation so often broken, so often beautiful. This community, so often wounded, yet wondrous. And let our hearts and voices together say Amen. And now please enjoy your breakfast and conversation with one another. Our program will resume in precisely 10 minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could bring your attention back to the front of the room, we are going to resume our program. If you could please help me welcome to the stage Habitat Newburgh's Executive Director, Matthew Arbolino.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad they have the 2 steps. There's no way I could climb onto this high stage in my suit. So as my colleague said, my name is Matt Arbolino. I'm the Executive Director with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Newburgh, and it is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you all here today. I think I can speak for everybody in here when I say it's just very nice to meet in person and to break bread together. I also want to give a special thanks to the Newburgh Armory and the Kaplan family for hosting us today, and I also want to draw attention to the fact that we are meeting on the Chris Hawkins Field. I'm sure Chris is floating around here somewhere, but Chris is a recipient of the Habitat Newburgh Key Award for his involvement with Habitat Newburgh as well, so special thanks to all of them for hosting us today. So I think I speak for everybody again when I just want to express our sincere thank you and gratitude for all of the outpouring of support that we've received since COVID began. There's been very little to be excited about because of COVID, very little to really enjoy from this past couple of years, but there's a lot of takeaways. For me personally, I got to spend more time with my wife for the first time in 10 years than we've ever been allotted, so it's been very nice to be able to do that. But also just to see the compassion that actually comes our way when we reached out to people and said, we need help, we need assistance, and people reciprocated. Also, from a professional standpoint, housing and affordable ownership is at the forefront of the conversation more than ever before in this country. And we cannot let that go as we have this in the spotlight right now. Now, by now, I'd venture that the Realty Brothers have already told you what Habitat does, and you probably already know what Habitat Newburgh does. We partner with local hardworking families. We build alongside them to develop affordable homeownership opportunities. We do so by providing an affordable mortgage. So all of our families hold an affordable mortgage so they can live at an affordable rate relative to their income. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions about what we do. For example, we were not founded by Jimmy Carter. Yeah, I know. Everyone can stop asking. I've never even met him. I'm sure him and Roslyn are lovely people, but we were not founded. We were founded by hardworking, dedicated, compassionate, caring residents of Newburgh 22 years ago here in Newburgh who got together and saw there was a problem and found a solution. There are some other takeaways, though, from Jimmy Carter. I personally enjoy a quote from him. "We must adjust to changing times and still hold to unchanging principles." This is exactly what we've done in the past couple of years. We have continued to develop as leaders in housing and build partnerships within Greater Newburgh while holding true to our principles. Many of you, if you don't know already, should become familiar with our neighborhood associations. These are not just Habitat Newburgh families, but residents in their communities who have come together to fight for things like cleaner streets and safer streets. We have 2 very vibrant neighborhood associations, and we'll continue to develop more neighborhood associations in the areas we go to build. We've also been heavily involved in the Housing Coalition alongside our nonprofit partners in the city of Newburgh, a $150,000 comprehensive housing study that was completed and adopted in May of this year that is helping to drive the changes we will see in housing here in Newburgh. Along with our parent federation, Habitat for Humanity International, we are part of a unified force in leading the charge in advocating for affordable homeownership. For Habitat Newburgh, this includes our affiliate playing a key role in the removal of environmental hazards and building safety bill, or the rehabs bill, which is currently before Congress that would provide HUD funding for removing lead and asbestos from homes to provide affordable homeownership. Funding the future has been a priority for us over the last few years. Thanks to the ingenuity and generosity of a longtime supportive Habitat Newburgh family, I can say before you today that we were able to establish the Friends and Family of Habitat Fund, a donor-advised fund that is held within the Community Foundation of Orange and Sullivan that, when fully funded, will become our first endowment. Along the horizon, we are continuing to work with the City of Newburgh and our nonprofit partners to provide key home repair programs that would allow families to stay in their homes affordably. This may not be things you're used to hearing, but of course I can always talk about our construction and our restore and our volunteers and our events that have continued throughout the pandemic that have led to us selling our 97th, 98th, 99th, 100th, and 101st house here in Newburgh. All those were sold during COVID. Now for the bad news. While we've stayed committed and while we have stuck by our principles, there has been a major dramatic change, and that is the cost of what we do. It currently costs us nearly $325,000 to build or renovate a house here in Newburgh. In order for the houses to remain affordable, the families are purchasing them with a first mortgage of, on average, $125,000. Now, I am historically bad at math, but even I can tell you that that is nearly $200,000 that we are subsidizing each time we sell a house here in Newburgh. We have always used this term within Habitat. It's a very common phrase. We give a hand up, not a handout. Now Habitat Newburgh is asking for a hand up, not a handout. Any funds that come directly to this organization go towards building homes here in Newburgh and to serving families in the greater Newburgh area. I think I can speak for all of us once again, and I know I talk a lot, so I speak for a lot of people, that this past couple of years has taught us when you need a hand, ask for it. So that's what we're doing here today, but I can tell you right now that we'll continue to do this dedicated, difficult, but much needed work here in Newburgh. And I thank you all here for joining us here today, and we'll continue with our presentation. So I want you all to enjoy a video, not quite the Property Brothers, but I think I try to do as good of a job as possible. Enjoy our video, and afterwards we will have an audio presentation from a longtime Habitat Newburgh homeowner. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you shortly. Today at Habitat Newburgh, we'll be swinging by 157 North Miller to see our latest gut rehab. Next up, we'll be stopping by 187 North Miller as we near completion. And finally, we'll pay a visit to our Restore. Over the last 22 years, Habitat Newburgh has partnered with families and volunteers to build 101 homes in the city of Newburgh. We recently began to focus our attention on North Miller Street. Good morning. We're here at 157 North Miller Street, the 10th Women Built house, and a classic Habitat Newburgh rehab. Come on in. We're going to have a chat with Jason. Hey, good morning, Jason. How's it going?
Hi, good morning. How you doing?
Good. How's everything?
Everything is good.
So you want to tell us a little bit about what you're working on today?
Yes, so today we are laying the subfloor and we're gonna get some walls put up to get everything structurally sound for the winter.
Let's take a walk around.
Let's do it.
This house was purchased from the Newburgh Community Land Bank and required extensive abatement prior to the start of rehabilitation. It is being built in tribute to Dr. Judy McLaughlin, whose legacy gift is making this Women Build project possible. Now this really was some of the worst shape we've ever seen a Habitat house in before.
Absolutely, much worse shape than when I was a kid. I actually used to play in this house. This was my best friend's house, so we will get it back to its former glory and a new family will make new memories here.
Families contribute up to 500 hours of sweat equity on their homes and those of their neighbors. This investment also provides home repair skills they use as homeowners. Well, Jason, thanks very much for showing us around today.
Thank you, Matt.
We're going to go from 157, that's not so complete, up to 187, where we got a lot more work done. With 2 rehabs and 2 new construction projects, North Miller Street is the center of our focus for 2021. All right, now we're up here at 187 North Miller Street, just up the block from 157. This is a classic Habitat Newburgh rehab house. Let's go on in and take a look. So we're joined here today with Gabby, one of our former AmeriCorps members and a volunteer. Gabby, what's the crew working on today?
So we're working on some interior finish work today, and we installed about 3 doors so far. We're going to start cutting trim and then slap that on too.
That's fantastic. Let's take a walk upstairs.
Sure, yeah. So they finished up the sheetrock in this room, and now we're getting ready to paint. I'm pretty sure Jim is on his first coat of paint today.
So interestingly about this house, the home buyers have actually completed all of their home buyer education and their sweat equity. So as soon as we're wrapped up, they'll be ready to purchase. Gabby, you've been here with us for a while now. What's it been like working with the families who are buying the houses?
Yeah, working with the families is awesome. I love getting to meet them for the first time and then getting to see them come back and hear all about their story.
Yeah, that's the truth. All right, let's keep on walking. Wow, Gabby, it's interesting walking around here, you realize how extensive the amount of work we put into these houses is. So can you give us some examples of the rehab that's been done to this property?
Yeah, sure. So this entire back addition, when we first got it, was falling apart. We took the whole thing down and demoed it. We rebuilt it from scratch. We did all of the siding. This deck we built, we stained it. Took a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort on the part of our staff and volunteers to get it looking as great as it does right now.
Yeah, and that's a great point. We really can't take for granted the thousands of hours that the volunteers and staff and the home buyers who are putting in their sweat equity put into these houses. It really does take a community to revive one property, let alone the 6 to 8 that we work on each year. Gabby, thanks very much for the tour. I really appreciate it.
Sure thing. Anytime, Matt. It was great to see you again.
It's great seeing you too.
Yeah.
Next stop, Restore. The Restore opened 5 years ago at its current location at 38 South Plank Road.
Hey Matt, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you, Amy?
I'm doing fantastic.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I was checking out the lighting fixtures that they have here. I'm doing a renovation project at home, both kitchen and bath, so I figured I'd stop by the Restore and check out what they've got.
Oh, great stuff. Let's see what else they have.
Let's go.
The 11,000 square foot Restore sells gently used furniture, construction materials, and household goods. Home decor, furniture, construction goods. It is amazing what you can find here at the Restore, and it's incredible that every week we have new items coming in.
Yeah, we go out, we pick up donations on the truck. We also have folks drop off at the loading dock. I don't know if people realize just how important their purchases are for our program.
I know if you remember pre-COVID times, we were raising enough money here to build a Habitat house per year, and we're looking forward to getting back to that again.
Every dollar, every sale counts.
And we get the profit from the materials that we sell, not to mention that we get to provide the service of affordable household goods to the community. So Amy, what are you dropping off today?
Oh, I've got some housewares and some decorative items that my girls are no longer using.
Very cool. You know, you could also donate construction materials, gently used household goods, furniture. You'll find a lot of really cool stuff here.
The reason why we have so many great items out on the floor is because we have amazing donors that are bringing stuff to us each day.
And think about it, there's so many reasons to donate. You could be moving into the area, moving out of the area, you could be upsizing, you could be downsizing, and we can always find something to do with the materials. This 11,000 square foot store is yet another way that home buyers and volunteers can get involved with Habitat Newburgh. I want to thank you all for joining me today to see the hard work that our home buyers, our volunteers, and our staff are putting in at Habitat Newburgh. I look forward to seeing you out here at our Restore, on our construction sites, or at any of our events. We appreciate the work that you all do for us, and I look forward to seeing you out there.
All right, we hope you enjoyed our video. I'm gonna take the applause as a good sign. Next, we have an audio testimonial for you all from our homebuyer family member, Nilda.
My name is Nelda. I am a nurse and I'm the mother of 2 children, and I am a Habitat homeowner. I applied to Habitat a couple of times. They didn't turn me away in a way. They say, well, right now you're not ready, but you know what? We're gonna help you get there. And I started going to these financial meetings. I started getting these visits from my advocate. And little by little, they were helping me manage my money. It wasn't that I wasn't making money, it was that I was making poor decisions. So little by little, they guide me, and so I apply again, and I qualify. When I got the house, and now the savings. I know if I can say that, but I started saving. I was using the knowledge that I got from the classes. I started being able to feel more comfortable because now my daughter's not sick all the time. That allowed me to go back to school. And now I've just actually finished like over a month ago, and I'm a registered nurse right now. So I would not be able to do that if it wasn't because I'm in this place. If I was living the way I was living before, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I didn't have the support. I was paying so much rent. I was always spending money on my daughter being sick and medical bills. It wasn't not going to be possible. It is like fascinating how these houses are taking, it's just like building something from nothing to like an amazing thing. If you only see the pictures of how it used to be, and I remember, getting dirt from the basement because they were putting new pipes, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this house is so, at the beginning. And these people, they came over every day, and they started building and making this house look what it is right now. So for my children, I think I'd share a little bit about a struggle I was having with my daughter. Since she was born, she had these issues with health. She had asthma. I can remember going to the hospital constantly because, it's an older place. So in order for her to be good, the carpet needed to remove, the sheetrock. There was a lot of work that the landlord would not do. What gets me through a tough time is my kids. The need and the wants, the desire I have inside of me to give them a life that I didn't have. Be able to show them that, you could be whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. Look at me, I'm doing it. Who would have thought someone like me growing up the way I did and look all the accomplishment I have. And I had the help from the organizational Habitat. I had help, but they could do whatever they want to do with the savings I have, and the security I have of being home is allowing them to go to school. It's allowing me to be able to pay for all of that, and allowing them to say, okay, if you want to do that, go right ahead, do that. Now I did make that goal. Now I'm done with school. Now I have to come up with something else. I don't know, maybe right now I just want to enjoy my house. It's been 3 years that I'm here. I still do a lot of things that people be like, why you do? I just love doing those things. Improving here, improving there, decorating, moving things around. I'm still like in that loving phase that I just want to enjoy my house a little bit. Now, eventually, I do want to become a nurse practitioner, but I want to give myself a little bit of break. My son is in college right now, so once he finish, I guess that will be my next goal. And I know I can do it. I will. It's good that people that are not in the program can see the benefit or how they can change someone's life. Because a little thing like this, you would think, what is a house going to do, But it changes somebody's life. It changed my life. And in that, it changed my children's life. So for people that come and help out with the organization, it's big, because it's not just changing one person, it's changing a whole family. And from there can change a whole generation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage our board president, John Sharlock.
Good morning. First, I'd like to say that it is certainly an honor to be serving as president of our board. To be working with such a dedicated group of volunteers, staff, and donors is a privilege. We're basically a volunteer organization, and we're supported in large part by your voluntary donations. So I'm here on behalf of our board to ask you to make as generous a donation as you can. Our breakfast last year was a virtual event. Now, a year later, we're still in the midst of the pandemic, but we are making progress. We're making progress in helping provide a decent place to call home for new partner families. We're making progress in acquiring new properties to be developed. We're making progress in further developing the neighborhood associations in the communities where our families live. We've also made progress in developing a new strategic plan that will guide our staff and volunteers as we continue to expand our services throughout the next few years. During this planning process, we identified some new challenges that we'll be facing as we pursue our mission. As you've heard, we have significant increases in local home values. Along with this, the real estate taxes, of course, have gone up. A lot of our families are now what we call essential workers, and their wages typically have not gone up with the increases in property values and taxes. And as you may know, the supply chain for building materials has been severely limited, so that the price of everything needed to build and renovate a house is significantly increased. So with the increase in property values, taxes, construction costs, and lower wages, the gap that we need to fund is widening. We're constantly searching for new sources of public and private funding to help us close this gap. However, for us to continue to provide affordable homeownership, despite the financial pressures which are largely out of our control, we need your financial support. So if you have donated to us in the past, please consider increasing your donation. If you have not donated before, please consider giving whatever you can. Now, table captains, if you can distribute these pledge forms to the people at your table. It's two-sided. The front side is for people who have not donated to Habitat Newburgh in the past. If you would like to join our Building Houses, Building Hope Society, there are 4 levels of giving, beginning at $1,000 per year for 3 years to $10,000 per year for 3 years. You can also make a one-time pledge, or you can make a monthly pledge amount. No donation is too small for us. Then you can fill in your payment information. The bottom part is your contact information so that we can send you a receipt certifying your contribution to a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. We'd love to welcome you as a BH Society member today, if you're able. If you already have a pledge of support, the back of the form is where you can continue your pledge. Your investment in Habitat Newburgh will help us continue to work toward a world where everyone has a decent place to live. So please be as generous as you can. Thank you.
Good morning again, everybody. From the chatter, I'd assume that everyone's ready to wrap up. We do have 12 minutes left, so I'm going to perform my one-man show now for all of your enjoyment. No, I'm joking. I'm done talking. I just want to say thank you once again to everybody. Thank you to the amazing volunteers who helped to set up for the breakfast. They do accept gifts of coffee and chocolate, so on your way out, feel free to pass it along to them. Thank you very much. A special shout out as well to Timeline Productions for putting together that amazing video. They found a way to somehow make my head look not so gigantic on screen and put together a really amazing video. So well done, guys. We also had behind the scenes our incredible Habitat Newburgh staff and Fund Development Committee and Board of Directors who work on this event basically all year long and find a way to make it a safe, enjoyable time for everybody. So to the staff, the board, and the Fund Development Committee, thank you guys very, very much. And also a thank you to Central Hudson for helping to financially support this event so we can kick off with no delays and a very special day for all of us. So thank you very much to Central Hudson. Thanks again to Hudson Valley Tech for putting together tech. My wife just leaned over and said, whoever took care of the tech today did a phenomenal job. So you got a kudos from my wife. So well done, guys. And once again, thank you to the Armory and to the Kaplan family for hosting us today. I think I speak for every organization in the area when we heard that Anthony's was going to be closing up, that we had to scatter to find somewhere new. And I will say that it's very nice to come back home to Newburgh to host this event. So thank you to the Kaplan family and the Armory. Thank you all very, very much. I greatly appreciate that this community has stayed together through all of this. I appreciate all of you deeply, and I look forward to thanking you all in person. Take care and have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, just one more quick announcement. On your way out, you can turn your name badges in to our volunteers, and if you have a table packet, you can find Amy also by the door. So table packets and name badges will be collected on your way out. Thank you.